Hi and welcome to Animate CC Currency Converter. Let me show you guys how it works. Here I have a checkbox. So select whatever country currency you want, enter the amount and click on convert. Or you can always reset or just select another country entirely. Let's go for Canada. Convert. Or you want to convert it to India. There we go. Kenya. Let's look for Nigeria. There. And let's go for Philippines or USA. There we go, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys into Animate CC development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's close this and start a new program entirely. Let's make sure save, click on new, there, and make sure you select Action Script 3.0 and click on OK. There we go. I'm going to be using this default setting for my stage. If you want, the choice is yours. You can always reduce this. That seems to be too small for this very system I'm using. Maybe return it back to 100. Right. Okay, the first thing I'd like to do is to give it a title. So just enter title right there, and I'm going to select the text tool, and it's black. Click right in there and just enter currency converter, and let's increase the size of that to about 60. Let's go for 60 and see. There we go. And just drag it, get it centered, and just move it up. There, that's my title in place. So I'm going to lock that up. The next thing I want to do is just to create another layer on this very layer. I'm going to call that enter amount. Right, on the enter amount layer, I'm going to have one there. Maybe reduce the size of this to about, let's go for maybe 50, and just end and say enter amount. Right, get that here somewhere, and I also need another one. Now get another text box, paste that here. This very text box, I'm going to call that my, let's change the properties here to input. That's where we enter the amount. Just drag it that much and bring it down. Then come down here where we have character. I'm going to change show border. Click on show border so that we can see the border of it. You see the border there. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to give it an instant name. The instant name of that, I'm just going to call it amount. There, that is the instant name there. Okay, and the behavior is going to be inputs because we need to enter some value in there. Let's say the size of that's 50, so that's fine. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to create another layer, lock this up. This other layer, I'm going to call it convert. That is where I'll get my output. Might as well just copy that. Right. So for the convert, paste that and just enter convert in there. Right, that's there, that's that done. And let's create another one. This one, let's name it convert, and it's going to be dynamic. That's where I will have my display, and also there's a border around it. Okay, just bring it down here. Yeah, there's a border around it, that's fine. Let's drag this as well. Yeah. Okay, now let's get rid of the border we have on this one. Yeah, that's it, done. Alright then, and this one has an instant name. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is lock this up. I am now going to create two buttons. Okay, let's select the rectangle tool. Oh, we need a layer for the buttons. The first button, I'm going to call that converter. That's for the first button. And right inside converter, just draw one button there. Okay, I think that will do. Now, double click on this button or right click on it and select convert to symbol. If you don't want to right click, you can always go to modify and select convert to symbol. Once that shows up, give it a name. I'm going to call it convert, and make sure you change, if it's moving, make sure you change it to button. Right, registration point, you can make that center and click on OK. So that is my button there. So I'm now going to double click on this very button. While we are inside the enhancing area of this button, I'm going to just enter another layer, this other layer that I added. That's where we enter the text. So let's change that. I'm going to change the color of the text. Let's just change that. Click on that. Now lock this up. This is where I will enter my text. So the text I will enter in there will be converter. Paste and just enter converter there. Right, let's bring it down, bring it up so that we can see what we've done. Okay, so the background, get rid of the border on there, and let's just bring it down a little bit. So we have our converter button, right, and save that really. Okay, that's fine. I better save this. Save as currency converter number 2. There we go, saved. Right. Okay, while in here, maybe I should just add a rollover. So undo this. So let's come in here now, press F6 and just add a rollover there, back, and when it's done, another F6 there, make it a little bit lighter, and just press F5 to copy the text across. F5 there we go. We have the text on board, so we have rollover. Yeah, so that's fine. I'm going to lock this up. Let's come in here and use a darker one. Right, that's fine. That's one button done. So this button, instead of recreating another button, I'll go straight to the library. Inside the library, that is my convert button. Right click on it and select duplicate. So change the name of the duplicated button to reset and click on OK. Now I have my duplicated button. Double click on the duplicated button and change the text content we have in there. Okay, I have the text content up here. If you want, you can just change that to reset as well, so that you know what's in there. I'm gonna copy that, feeling lazy, and just paste. There we go. So I have my text ready now, so we can now continue. Yeah, that's fine. Now let's go back to the scene. Right there on the scene, I'm going to create another layer. This other layer, I will call it reset. The reset layer, I will drag the reset button right there. There we go. So my two buttons are in place. Now, one other thing that we need is we need a checkbox. So let's move all of these down a little bit for our checkbox. So I'm going to paste my checkbox. I'll paste my checkbox right up here. Move this up a little bit. And let's lock all of this up. Create another layer right up here. And this other layer, I'll just call it countries. That's country. Because we have, it's going to contain different countries. Okay. Now, let's go to the country where I have a country currency. Okay, now go to Windows or Window, go to Components, drop it down. On the component right there, we want to select checkbox. This very combo box, not checkbox. Combo box, guys. Sorry about that. Drag, drop, and release. That's my combo box. Let's increase the size of this combo box. So that might be a little bit too much. Okay then. That's my combo box ready now for action. Make sure your combo box is selected. And let's go to the properties. Right there on the properties. Select right here. Look at it. Components, parameters. Drop it down. And here where we have data provider, click on that and there. Now click on the plus sign and add your very first country. Okay, so let's do that again. Your very first country. So my very first country there, I'm going to make that Brazil. There we go. Now you can see that. Now add another one. The next one, let's make that Canada. And followed by, maybe we go for Kenya. Now let's go for India. Now let's go for Kenya. There. And maybe we go for, we can go for Philippines. Right. Okay, let's add Nigeria. And finally, I'm going to add the USA. Okay, let's move Nigeria up. I think that should be here somewhere. All right, click on OK. There we go. But there's one thing. Maybe let's come back in there. I think I should add one more. And right in there, I'm going to enter make a selection. Right. And let's move that up. There we go. Click on OK. There. If I run it, let's run it so that you guys see how it's going to look like. There. Though nothing is happening now, you can just select whatever country currency you intend to convert. Right, that's very good. Okay, let's come in here. You see each of these components, let's give them all an instant name. I'm going to start with this. Click on that. So the instant name for this, I'm just going to call it simple name, CHK. CHK. That's the instant name for that. The second one, this text box here, it's already given it an instant name. Okay, what about this? That has an instant name, convert as well. What about these? So I'm going to call these very one. Let's call it converter. That's the instant name for that. And this very one, the instant name is going to be referred to as reset. There. Okay, all done. Now let's create another layer. Lock all of these up, create another layer. I'm going to call the other layer action. So let's see in total how many layers do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, layer action. Right click on frame 1 and let's select actions. Or you can just make sure it's selected. Go to Windows and select actions right here, or you can press F9, and in there all I just need to do is enter stop. Okay, let's click on the code snippet right here. That's the code snippet. Look at it. Okay, now inside the code snippet, you see where we have action script. Drop it down and let's go to timeline navigation. Drop the timeline navigation down and click on stop at frame. Okay, it's not going to move anywhere anyway, only have one frame, but just put that there. Now right above stop at frame, I'm going to enter the following variables. Okay, variable, that's how we declare variable in using action script. Variable Nigeria, and it's going to be number. Number means something like double. So I'm just going to copy that across. I have in total 7 countries. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's change the name of the countries around. So this one is going to be Canada. And the next one, India. Kenya. Maybe Brazil. Philippines. And USA. Okay, I need 2 more variables. So I'm going to call this British pound underscore pound. Right. And another one to store the value of everything. Let's just call that I amount. Right. Okay, now let's close that. And here, let's select this variable button here, this one, and right there, right click on frame 1 of that variable button. Let's select action, or we can go to Windows, select the action, and come straight to the code snippet right there. Drop it down, action script, and let's go right down. We want event handler. Click on the event handler and let's select mouse click events. Double click on mouse click events and you end up with all of this. So I would advise you to read through these comments, but I'm going to delete it because I don't need it. I'm writing here, I'll delete this as well. There, gone. Now the first thing we want to do is, for each country, we want to make sure we get the exchange rate right. The first exchange rate is Canada, so I'm going to enter that in there. That is Canada exchange rate. Okay, let's speed that up and enter the other exchange rate for the other countries. There we go. Right, those are the exchange rate for the 7 countries that I'm using for this tutorial. Let's copy British. That's the Britain pound sterling. So come in here and let's say you want it to pass, because we need to convert this into an integer. So whatever we have inside our amount, dot text, so we want it converted into an integer, and this is how you convert value in the text box to an integer. Pass int. Now let's see, just to be sure of the name of that very component. So let's close this. There we go, it's called amount, so we're going to need this as well. Alright, so amount is, we have amount in place, so back in there. Now let's move this up so that you guys can see it, and right on this here I'm going to enter if, let's say chk. If you guys can still recall chk, that is the combo box dot text equals because I would like it to compare the value, equals Nigeria. There. Then enter curly braces. I amount equals the British pounds, or Britain pound, call it. Let's change it to British pound. Yeah, British pound multiply by the Nigerian currency here. There we go, right there. So that's the first one, but we need to enter that somewhere. So let's say convert. I believe the other one is called convert dot text equals, let's look for the Nigerian currency symbol. So to get that currency symbol, I'm going to go into Word document, and right in here, if you go to insert, select symbol, right there, and that's the Nigerian currency symbol. See, you should be able to see that in here. Okay, if you search for it, there are a lot of currency symbol there. That's pounds, there's euro, there's all sorts. So that's the Nigerian one. I'm going to copy this. Let's copy the Nigerian currency one, close that, and I'll just paste that right here. Make sure it's inside a quote, plus it's going to be I amount dot to string. That means convert it to string, because the text box only accepts string value. So that is it. So if I run this one now, let's try this out. Come in here, control, test scene, Okay, we have an error. Double click on that to find out what happened. Okay, in here, oh, equals, there's a space in between, that's not allowed. And what else? What other error do we have? Okay, I think that might be all. Okay, the other error might be this US dollar. Let's copy that. I'm going to change this to US dollar. Let's see what other error. Alright, I think that might be all. And what do we have here? Okay, I haven't changed this. Alright. Okay, let's try it one more time. There we go. So select the first country that we have in there, Nigeria. Enter some value in there. Okay, we need to find out what happened. Let's come in here and select this. Okay, the other thing is we need to change this text to, let's say, use default, and this one as well, use default. Okay, let's try it again. Hopefully it should work this time around. Yes, it's working. Now let's select Nigeria that we've already taken care of and press that. There we go, it's working. That's fine. Alright, all I just need to do now is come right in here, right click, select action, and right here copy Nigeria and just change it around. Paste. That's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 2 more. There. So the next one is, let's say that's Canada. Copy Canada and paste that right there, and that's supposed to be Canadian, and change this to Canada as well. The next one, Brazil, change that to Brazil, and this to Brazil as well. I think the Canadian dollar is C dollar, right? So for Brazil, so we may have to just speed up the whole process. Okay, so let's speed it up. Okay guys, those are the lines of codes, so have a good look at it for the currency converter. And let me show you the variables as well. There we go, that's it. So have a good look at it. Now I'm going to give it a try so that you guys can see it. So close that, come right here, control, test scene. There, let's select a country, Brazil, enter some value in there, click, there we go. Let's change that to Canada, India, let's see, Kenya. Okay, Kenya need to be looked into, so there's an error there. Let's go to another country and see. Let's see, Nigeria. Nigeria is fine. Philippines, that's fine, and USA. Okay, now let's see what happened to Kenya. The spelling is right, I think. Yeah. Now let's come in here, right click, action, Kenya. Oh, there's an N missing. There we go. That's all. Let's go back and check it. I need to be sure, 100% sure. And yeah, I think that's about right. And this, I think, is wrong, but I don't know the sign. You can always take care of that. Okay. Now Kenya, let's enter something there. There we go, Kenya is fine. Like I said, I'm not too sure of this currency's symbol, Kenya's currency symbol, so you can always get that sorted. Now reset is not working. Let's come in here, back to timeline, select the reset. That's the reset there. Right click on frame 1 of the reset. Select action, or make sure it's selected. Go to Windows, select actions, code snippet, action. Let's select events. Click events. Okay, I have to select something. Okay, let's go back in there. Make sure it is selected. That is selected. Try that again. You must select it, else it's not gonna work. Right click, action, code snippet, and let's select event handler. Double click there. So those are the lines of codes. Sorry, comment. I'm gonna get rid of those comment. I don't need them. Get rid of this as well. And right underneath here, move it up so that you can see it. The first text box, the instant name is called amount dot text equals clear. There. Let's move it in so that you can see it. The second one, I'm going to copy that. The second one, the instant name is called convert. There we go. Paste that in there. Now, let's run that. Okay, let's run it now. Close this as well. Control, test in, enter some value here. Check out which country that is. There we go. Reset. Brilliant. Let's come to Canada. Enter it in there. There. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.